So we just did all this shoulder girdle work, right? And for transition, you can stretch, do a little stretch. And then you can just do some nice compression right into the side of the rib cage. And a little less pressure here for the floating ribs, right? But you have this space here between the 12th rib and the iliac crest, it's all this soft tissue, so you can start coming in just with a thumb coming in like that's better if you turn your body this way. So you can come straight down into the lateral borders of the musculature. That pressure's okay. So you know you have longissimus and multifidus and quadratus lumborum hanging out here in different layers as you move medial to lateral. So you can address them quite nicely. Pressure's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then before transitioning into the hip, I'd like to address the top of the iliac crest here. So I'm going to use a braced thumb, and through extended arms I'm just going to lean in there so that you get that fascial attachment of the obliques. That pressure's okay.
Yeah.
So it's very nice. Good. You can brace thumb, and you know the iliac crest, the top is rather flat, rounded in a way, but there's a lot of flat areas, so you can lean right into it and make some nice engagement. So we're going to come in and work the hip. So the leg bolstered in this position allows you a lot of nice contact for adding compression into the gluteals and the IT band in this position. So one way of doing it, I mean, with this bolster like this, is quite nice. So you can start here and just use the forearm just to do some general loosening. Pressure's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you're paying attention to the bony landmarks, right? You're right into the soft tissue. But in this position, here is the area you have to work with, and well, forearm, so nice in there. Foot also easy to work, right? Pressure okay?
Yeah.
And so flat heel contact, and if you want more there, you simply raise your toes. You don't necessarily have to press more. You're using your foot as a lever, so you could sink in and lift the toe up so it goes in a little bit more. So in this supported side position, you can do a variety of things to loosen up the hip just by adding compression. The IT band continues here, again, because of this supported position. You can position your body here also, so you can just come easy down on it. It's okay?
Mm-hmm.
So some compression here, but I want to have a little bit more opening after compression. So I'm going to bend this leg. So come if you can't see. So I'm bending this leg, and I'm supporting it with my feet. And I'm taking her leg and bringing it here, and then leaning back. Big opening for hip. Nice. And then you straighten the leg, and then you can compress here, extended leg. So you can address the soleus, the gastroc, and the adductors quite nicely here. In this supported extended leg position, you use your foot quite nicely here. And then keeping my heel on the ground, I just feel it's a better leverage point. So and when you come here, you don't want to press directly onto the side of the knee, obviously, and just above it, it's pretty tender also. So just a little lighter pressure right above the knee where the attachments are. But as you come away more into the belly, it takes a little bit easier. It's easier to apply a little bit more pressure. This is a favorite spot for what's called blood stop, which is Thai technique, a Thai technique. And its name is that we're going to do stationary compression here. So come around so you can see, because it's important how the contact is. We're going to come around and sit on the adductors. And pressure's okay that way?
Yeah.
So you're right on the center of the adductors, and you just sit comfortably at first and support yourself. And then just to see if any more pressure is needed, rather than push down with your pelvic floor, you just sort of move yourself over your center a little bit more. You feel a little increase in pressure?
A little bit.
Yeah, that's me shifting my weight over the verticality of my spine, so my body weight transfers easily down, or easier down. So you're here, right? And the purpose here is to have sustained pressure so that the blood slows down here, and it's building up pressure. And when you get off, you open up all the channels in the leg because of the back pressure, and the person usually feels this pleasant, warm rush of blood going through their body. That's quite nice. So you're sitting here and you notice, well, first of all, you may not notice anything because it takes a while for everybody to relax. But then you'll feel a pulse pretty clearly, and then you just sit there until you feel the pulse slowing down a little bit more. And usually minute and a half maybe, something, I don't know, I go by the pulse more. And then you just brace yourself and you slowly come off. Can you feel anything?
Yeah. I mean, my foot was tingling when you were sitting on it, so it feels really good.
So we're going to finish with this, with top leg psoas stretch. So in this sideline position, you take a hold of the foot and you bring it back, and then you're going to sit above them. So you're going to sit in this position. So I'm above her hips, and the side of my leg is going into the small of her back for support. So you don't want to be on the sacrum because it'll stop the leg from coming back, stretching the psoas. So this supported here, and then you bring it around. So take it. Are you okay that way? So take it, inhale, and exhale, and you lean back with your body weight. You feeling stretch yet in the front? That's pretty direct, and if you can keep the leg relatively parallel to the mat, you get a better stretch, because its attachment is on the lesser trochanter of the femur, and the more of an arc you create here, the longer the stretch is. This is very key as far as supporting their lower back with a broad surface so that they can't come back at you. So you're defining the places of stretch, the contact care of the thing in between is getting stretched. So, nice. So, to get out of this deep stretch, you want to come out easy. So you use the top leg to ease back into the motion, and then the leg to move them into supine. Okay, thank you.